Welcome back to Winter Pride 2022, everyone. Uh, we are about ready to get started with our next game. It's one of the games of all time, The Quiet Man, run by Asuka424.
To answer your question, chat, yes. Yes, it is what you think it is. Hi, friends. I'm Asuka424. We got 4.5 minutes of unskippable cutscene to start this game, so we'll just get started with the Quiet Man and we'll introduce ourselves and welcome you to this quote-unquote game. So we are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. So yeah, like I said, I'm Asuka424. My apologies if I'm a little hoarse today. Turns out perfect time to catch COVID before I do my runs. Anywho, I play this game way too much and I love it. There's also a wonderful commentator with me who also plays this game way too much and loves it, and he can introduce himself.
Yeah, hello everybody. So I'm Moleboy, and I should add that there has been some contention and some misleading efforts in the fact that I may or may not actually be a mole. So just want to throw that out there and be completely open. Otherwise, yeah, no, this game exists.
Yeah.
I will say I unironically love this game, but I possibly love it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's so in movies they tell you about how you should show not tell. This game decided to take that to an
Literally.
incredible extreme.
And you will see firsthand, we started in a specific way. We started, if you were playing this game for the first time, you'll understand why it's called Quiet Man in a few minutes. Also, thank you, chat, for the feeling betters hearts. But yeah, this is by many considered the worst game of 2018. So we have gone from an absolutely stunning body of work that is Sayonara Wild Hearts by the ever amazing Freya's Spirit. So again, GG's for their run. It was beautiful to watch and listen to their commentary on it. To this. So chat, you're more than welcome to talk about this. I like to run this in a riff track sort of way. Dijon, by all means, I know you've got words and thoughts. So you're always more than welcome to hop in as our additional commentator.
I have words.
Yeah. The one thing I would say is we're coming from Sayonara Wild Hearts, a audio treat, incredible music, incredible sound design. Now we're gonna go to the polar opposite.
An audio defeat.
Which is putting it lightly.
Right.
By the way, no context. You haven't missed anything, but this is Dane, our main character, just to throw that out there.
Yeah. Discount Squall Leonhardt in a way.
I mean, it's kind of going for that. It definitely kind of has a Nomura, like Kingdom Hearts type of feel.
This was published by Square Enix, so we'll make you question a few things about that fact that this was published by Square Enix. But I'll kind of say, coming up, you'll find out why this game is a choice the first time you play through it. You'll hear an audio. You'll find out very quickly about what happens to the audio. But right now we're introducing you to the three characters that you'll be fighting pretty much in the entire game. I'm not kidding.
Yes, about half of this game, actually, actually half to 2/3 of this game is literally these three characters and buddies who just keep showing up over and over.
Oh, CS Radical in chat, please. Kingdom Hearts even makes more sense in this game.
Yes.
I just love how gingerly he sets his food bag on top of the dumpster.
True.
I just want to point out the crime that he did not eat that while he was walking over here.
Also, do you notice how the audio shifted? Everyone in chat, welcome to what makes the Quiet Man. Dane, our main character, is in fact deaf. And although it's a very interesting stylized choice that they made here, it made nothing make sense, because the first time you play this game, there's no audio and there's no subtitles.
In fact, now that I think about it, are there ever subtitles? You get the audio, but I don't think
you can. You can turn them on or off. I'm turning them off just on account of there is some choice language that I do want to mitigate by
Yes.
not having the subtitles up there, but welcome. Nope, there we go. That's how we're starting this game. All right. So,
Lost that trophy.
right? The no hit. No thanks.
I would be shocked if anybody actually ever got that trophy due to
Oh
just
gosh, no.
the one thing that does not come through as you watch Asuka play this game is that the sheer level of jank on the controls and whether or not the controls respond to you is 60-40 maybe in your favor.
Yeah. There will be times when I put in the correct command and the game's just like, nah. You'll see this with football, Steve. Pretty much the bane of I think both of our runs on the leaderboard right now.
It's either that or we'll see him later, but there is a boss named boss named Man Bun Mike.
And but Mike, also shout out to
Equally.
this DVD menu. I feel the need to point that out every time I play this run. I'm willing to sacrifice a few seconds to give that the appreciation that it truly deserves. Also, Mad Dragon in chat, yes, the hair is a thing.
I think we can just comment on the fact that every single thing in this game is what is known as a choice.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I had to hit you twice. My bad.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I not going through the door? Heck.
Also, just to point out, like, again, no tutorials. There are literally, like, certain buttons that we refer to as the I win button that is never actually told elsewhere. Sorry, flashback.
Yeah, it just no context flashback. It's just one of those things. I paused the DVD right before the fight. Yeah. Also, that's football Steve, not that guy.
Also known
Shout
as
out to
Bully
Superboy.
McMurder Myth. Yep. Also, AKA Football Steve, also sometimes referred to as Bully McMurderface, based on that cutscene.
Agreed. But yeah, so pretty much what I'm effectively trying to do here is mash my square button until I get the I win button activated, and then I can do finishers. That is just kind of how this works.
Also, these flashback like overlay things regularly will just block your sight of what's going on. So again, good luck getting the no-hit trophy for getting through this entire game.
Mm-hmm. It's like not always does the I win button actually want to activate.
Yep.
It's just kind of one of those things. Like in the last room, it activated immediately, or I was able to use it immediately. Here, not so much. Oh, actually, now we are in cutscene skipping territory, so we're going to switch over to audio and skip to chapter 2. That's the one saving grace about this particular category 100%. And Molboy, by all means, explain why that is.
Yeah, so basically the way that any percent is defined is you have to take every single required fight. If you were to watch all of the cutscenes in this game, and remember, we had about a 4.5-minute cutscene just to start this off before you ever get to go controller on. I want to say currently the cutscene percent category, also known as Sounds of Silence, because you're playing through the first time, you have no sound, you have to watch all the cutscenes because you don't have any of those chapters unlocked, is about an hour longer than this run. There are a lot of cutscenes. They're very long. And imagine no subtitles, no audio, as you watch all of these cutscenes.
And as we're introduced to Mom Girlfriend and Discount Tay Diggs, aka Day Tiggs, now to show you how kind of important audio actually became, this was originally released without an audio turn on option. They had to create a DLC called Answered that added in the audio after the fact. Then it would only activate once you beat it through the first time. And even then, people are like, no. It doesn't explain anything.
I think what gives you a sense of where they were going with this game is the achievements in this game have like almost a paragraph of text to go
Mhm.
along with the achievement to explain to you just how deep and art this game is.
Also, as you noticed, we turned the audio back on, so it's not going to help make anything make sense. But at least you have audio.
This
There
is
we
true.
go.
Yeah, the way I like to think of this is, so honestly, my personal way of enjoying this game is playing it on silent and making up my own story. And the story that I have come up with is actually more coherent than the game's actual story.
Yeah.
And my explanation for this game is that Dane is the Daywalker, and these are all vampires, which explains why you fight the same 5 guys 20 bajillion times. Because Dane is the Daywalker and doesn't know that, so he doesn't know to actually finish any of these vampires off. So
Yeah.
they keep coming back.
Also,
That's
why?
true.
Also, why he like stood inside that person for a good 5 seconds.
Right?
I mean, that's just Quiet Man things. Like, sometimes the game does what it wants to do. I cannot explain. I would say, if you love jank, if you love games that sometimes do what they're supposed to do and sometimes don't, find this game on sale. It's the best $3 you will ever spend.
Yeah, we talk about it's like just $3. If you don't think it could be as bad as we say it is, $3. Give it a shot.
I
And
almost bought my second copy for full price, which is $15.
You know they have a collector's edition of this game?
What is included in that? Because I don't know if I ever looked at that piece.
Sadness.
The DVD that menu came from.
Oh, I hope so.
But it's just a still frame of the DVD menu. That's it.
You can't interact with it. You put the DVD in, and it's just the menu.
Is this Fight Club the game? No, because
Yes.
in Fight Club the game, you can at least unlock Fred Durst.
This is true. Here we just we just have hair that doesn't move. Also, we've upgraded our enemies, and they had a machete. The machete is now out of their hands. Okay, come on, buddy.
I would also say the other reason why this really doesn't count as Fight Club the game is not only does Dane's hair not move, but neither does his face as he's fighting all of these people.
This is true. It comes with noise canceling headphones and a hot dog. The same hot dog they filmed with. Yeah, this is a technically an adventure game.
I think we can just solidly say that it's an experience.
I can't believe the cowards just didn't commit to full FMV in this game.
It's like I commend them.
Let's also point out, he got on the subway. He's coming out of the subway now, and they're back. They jumped on they're vampires. They jumped on the subway car after he beat them up.
Either that, or thinking about it, this might be Infamous, to where they were just riding the rails with their electrical powers.
That seems too complex. Oh, shoutouts to Woos Brillis.
Oh yeah, discount Bruce Willis. Okay, we have to pick up a bird, and then we can skip to chapter 3. This is important.
Which really pains me because the cutscene you get to watch, we get to see more of we get to see more of Day Tiggs, and we get to kind of like get a peek into his interpersonal relationships and some of his alternative lifestyles. Later on, he gets really upset because Dane won't FaceTime him.
I also want that jacket.
I mean,
I love that jacket. I want it just as pixelated.
The only thing that keeps this from being full Nomura is there are not nearly enough zippers or belts on it.
Nope.
This is true.
Way over right now.
I mean,
And now,
to be fair, Dane has the decorations on his jacket that kind of like works. It was a prototype Kingdom Hearts character.
The greatest performance of my career.
Now I'm just going to point out that this is girl mom friend, which is different than mom girlfriend.
Yes. There is a difference. And I'm not even saying that ironically.
Yes, and 100%, this is not my headcanon, this is the actual game story.
Yeah,
Dane's here.
yeah, it is.
I'm feeling Asuka424
Yeah.
away. She has some trouble with Isaac's asshole
It's,
squad.
uh,
I thought you
you
took
know,
care of them.
it is, oh,
Good
and no
work
secret
for it.
Sephiroth fight.
Shit.
Radical, I think
Yeah,
that would
too bad.
be Football Steve, just because of how difficult it likes
almost
to
here.
be.
Be careful.
All
You
right,
too.
shall we skip chapters? Let's skip chapters. Or cutscene skip. Whee! Because that single movement
What's
is
required?
required. Like there's one other cutscene skip that I the first time I did this in a run, which was actually for hotfix. And shout out to CS Radical on chat, who is my literal blind commentator. He had never seen the game before I made him do commentary for it on
And he
hotfix.
hasn't been the same since.
Hasn't been the same since.
Watching
I
the
actually
deaf game blind.
what's that?
That's watching the deaf game blind.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. Um, yeah, I skipped a single fight, so the run was technically invalid. I have corrected that mistake. But yeah, now we get to go to Club Moonrise, one of our like 3 fight locations in the entire game. We're introduced to officially Lala, as she will play and sing a song that Dane will not be able to appreciate, unfortunately. She has as much or awkward stage presence as I do in public. Sincerely, I'm very introverted normally.
And again, I just need to remind the audience, the first time through, you're literally going to watch all this with no sound.
Yep. It's like it's one of those things where Human Head Studios, who created this and is now defunct,
How's everyone doing tonight?
like I appreciate what they were trying to do.
Welcome.
We'll real talk this with it's a very unique concept. Having the main character be deaf and having the players experience the game in that manner, much like was it Frequency, where the main character was blind and you had to use kind of like a echolocation mechanic of sorts to get through the game. I appreciate those unique mechanics and concepts, but they did it all wrong with this game. The Moonrise is an anagram for Skyrim. I was told there would be no math in my speedruns.
Yeah, and I second that. Like, the actual concept of having a game with a deaf character is really interesting. Now, my issue from an execution standpoint, which that's the problem, let's be real. The problem with this game entirely is execution. Is that Dane is apparently deaf, but based on the player experience, he apparently can't read lips either.
Well, and there's scenes where he's interacting like with characters while he can't see their mouth, and yet he's acting or interacting as if he can. And I know that like being able to lip read is an actual real life skill. I know someone that's hard of hearing and is amazing at it. But it's like you still need to be able to see them. Also, here's a plague doctor. I gather he became deaf in the accident. Actually, born. It's implied that Dane was born deaf.
Yep.
The accident that hasn't been fully explained yet is it just involved
His mother.
mom girlfriend.
Yeah.
Also, he's back.
And again, yeah, the vampires return.
Yeah.
Everyone was remarkably chill for the plague doctor, but then
Right?
But then the gang guys started yelling, yeah.
Yeah, then Weed Jacket walks in.
The Grass Nation attacked. Oh man.
That's getting added to my headcanon.
So let me explain to you why turning the screen red is a bad thing from a game standpoint. Dane has no health bar. like a lot of games. Also, she's totally chill about everything right now. The game doesn't have a health bar. It uses the color of the screen to tell you when Dane's in trouble. Before he's in one hit from death, the screen turns gray. When he's one hit from death, the screen turns red. So there is an inherent problem by turning the area that he is fighting in red.
Yeah, I mean, I applaud the game's brave choice that, you know, he doesn't get jam on his face,
Right?
you know, as he loses health, but it does create some issues here.
I also appreciate the attempts at transitions here from FMV to in-game terribleness.
One thing I also wanted to add is I will point it out later during a very specific part, but due to the fact that Dane was born deaf, there is a line at the end of this game that makes absolutely no sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's probably my favorite line in the game because it makes no sense. Oh, bless. Also, I love how in this light, Dane's hair is like yellow. Alright, come on. There we go. He tends to do like a wiggle. Or you'll see me sometimes wiggle Dane after I beat an enemy. That's so I can tell whether or not I'm done fighting. Because he'll be kind of locked in place before he can move.
Yeah, he goes into extreme slowdown mode.
Mm-hmm. Also, welcome to the first quote-unquote boss fight. Let's see if I can stun lock him. I kind of want to make that mask. I really do.
It is good. I'm just looking forward to just in a bit where we find out just how much of a tactical genius Dane is.
Come on.
This game gives off.
There we go.
This game gives off the vibe that they wanted to make a spiritual successor to the Bouncer, but
Yes.
wanted a lot of money on it.
And you know, the thing is this could have worked as like a spiritual successor to the Bouncer because the Bouncer doesn't have a difficult to understand story.
Right. Also, so what I was able to do was stun lock the boss, and all the bosses can in fact be stun locked. You don't know. Come on. Behave. Thank you.
Yeah, and as Asuka's doing this, basically what's involved in the stun lock is normally enemies get very difficult, like bosses have a vulnerability period. What you're trying to do is you need to get them vulnerable so that you can use the I win button.
Stun gun on the business end.
This is the tactical genius part that I was referring to. Let's just
No.
drink this in right here and just comment, don't do this at home.
Sorry for interjecting. Continue.
No, for sure. This is one of my favorite cutscenes. Dane makes a choice. It's not a good one.
Oh, it's not very effective.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. But basically how the stunning works is you do enough that your screen flashes blue and you get to go into basically I win mode. Once you've done that, and if you have the pattern right, you can gain back going into I win mode before the boss decides to block everything again. And rinse and repeat, and you get to see what Asuka did.
Yeah, there's also obligatory parkour. All right, there is a cutscene after this fight that I have to see.
Well, you have to see it too because you're not supposed to reset and ruin your run.
Right. This is not a run it back run. But yeah, so and later bosses they just okay, buddy. You coming?
That car stopped remarkably.
There we go.
Instantly.
Also, this will happen from time to time.
Yeah,
There we go. Come on.
Get to him?
No.
There we go. Okay. I also like that the upgrade to the gang members is that he got a puffy vest.
Yeah.
Okay, there, he should be good now.
I got
This
one
is
more.
what I refer to by the fact that sometimes the game just does what it wants.
Yeah. Like video game? Video game? There we go. That's super slow mode. All
To
right.
say in other communities, finely crafted,
Mm-hmm.
well programmed by a small indie company.
Right. All right.
And there's the slowdown we were referring to.
One more cutscene. Clap, clap, clap.
Gonna say, let's remember to go through the
Cutscene.
laundry.
Clap, 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 clap. This is fine. There we go. All right. I have gone through the laundromat. Parkour. Also, that guy is incredibly chill for having his head used as a
As a
parkour.
leaping point.
Also, could we talk about the fact that Dane just used multiple different variants of parkour? Can't get over a car.
Well, I mean, he's got standards.
I mean, the car
Sure.
doesn't have a bald head.
Also true. This is 100% accurate. Come on. Come on, buddy. Oh, hey, hi, friend. Yay, you actually showed up. Okay. Come on. There we go. Sometimes you just have to wait for them to make the first move.
The other part I really love is the fact that there are apparently environmental kills in
Yes.
this game, like, that maybe I've seen a handful of times
Cutscene
because
skip, right?
the
Cutscene
requirement.
skip. Yep.
Yeah, you just you need to see Plague Doctor, and then you can do it.
All right. Whew. No, normally I'd say right now, yay, we're literally in chapter 4 of 6. And you're probably now thinking, but Asuka, you're 20 some minutes into a hour 42-minute run. Well, well, the last
Yeah.
3 chapters are quite long.
I just assumed that you were on world record pace.
Not
Lieutenant Ash is on point. Keep the animals in the zoo.
after the first yellow puffy jacket guy said, we're not gonna join. Just quiet man things.
I will say that the saving grace is that I don't think anybody on the leaderboard actually really grinds this game, so at least those things happening isn't a immediate, you need to reset moment,
Okay.
unless, like we were discussing in the, before coming in here, my problem is that Football Steve is going to do what Football Steve wants to do, and my last run, I had a perfect Football Steve, so good luck me ever getting that again.
Yeah, it's like on the flip side, I had pretty much a nearly perfect rest of run, and then Football Steve wrecked everything.
Not gonna lie, I'm hoping for a little bit of Football Steve hilarity, just so the chat can
Oh,
really
I was able to. I
experience.
broke the statue in my practice run,
Oh man.
so that means that's not going to happen in the actual run,
Okay.
unfortunately. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. wiggle.
Also, can we just appreciate that Dane is having flashbacks to something that happened literally 5 minutes ago in game?
Yes.
It's just a 360 shot of the guy screaming.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is through
Wow.
the container, I think. No, that's later. Never mind.
No, that's chapter 5. Yes. No. Yeah, because Steve's chapter 5, right?
Think so?
This game
Or
blends
no,
in
is
with
Steve?
itself.
No, is this 4? No, is Steve 4? Because aren't you going to Steve right now?
Mm,
I'd like to point out that we're number 2 and 3 on the leaderboard, and we're
Yeah.
having this discussion.
Fine.
this is fine, TM. Well, come here, buddy. I'm actually waiting for a kill where it shows Dane doing the actual kill motions, but there isn't a single enemy in sight that I'm attacking.
Wait, save that CRT in the background.
I mean, missed opportunity that the CRT is not showing the DVD menu. No, you're right. It is 5 because this one ends with you fighting mid boss.
Oh, yeah. I'm here for it. Also, serious
That
business,
was-
Ash.
Let's just appreciate that was a required cutscene where it's just Dane staring off.
Yeah, that's it. No explanation. It's just one of those things. Heck. Dijon, if there's any donations, incentives, bid wars that you want to talk about, we got time. Give some shout outs.
We can give a quick shout out to the Trevor Project, which is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. You can check them out at www.thetrevorproject.org to access their services, find out more about their impact, or to donate.
There we go. Like, I win button. You can go. It's okay. I love those times when it's like, okay, yeah, I think I'm done. Why is there one person alive? Oh, I just had to hit them once. Okay.
I mean, there's always that element. I love how when you use the I win button, you will just randomly teleport up to people that you weren't actually aiming at. It's a feature, obviously, not a bug.
And it's
It's a feature they stole from Batman. Yeah.
And it can make the room fight just brutal. And
Yes.
Oh, the room. We're talking Tommy Wiseau levels of bad.
Hey, you take a look at
Is
I'm
there
going to
a-
argue with you because the room is so good it's bad. The Quiet Man's room is just bad.
You are tearing me apart, Dane.
No matter what happens tonight.
In summary.
Yeah.
It's one of those football Steve and then the room are, I'd like to think, the two most treacherous fights in the game, particularly on hard, or just in general because they're terrible.
Though Man Bun Mike is the one who actually gives me the most problems, and I don't know why, 'cause he shouldn't.
Dave thinks. Nope, go on.
Here's a Norman Rockwell painting.
Look at this photograph of a Norman Rockwell painting.
Yeah. So first time through, I'm not gonna lie, I did not realize that this cop is supposed to be Woos Brillis. But that's apparently what's going on. So Woos Brillis does in fact know Dane.
Mm-hmm. Still no direct explanation yet. But the red coin that has Knuckles Eakin is.
It is kind of like edgy Knuckles,
right?
Edgier Knuckles, because I guess Knuckles is technically the edgiest until you get to Shadow.
Well, you can't have any edgier echidnas because what's his name owns them all. Ken Benders.
That is true.
I love it. Also, creepy wall of creepy.
It's just here with the gang.
Yeah.
Like, the gang apparently just lets this be.
Yeah.
Or helped create it. That's never actually quite answered.
No. And why does this gang... He kind of had a monologue too. It's like, why...
No.
Why does this game live in... Like
it's clearly the Phantom from the Phantom of the Opera because it says "Sing for me."
I mean, where's the weirder line to me is like, I think it's, he looks at it in a second here, it's like, I can hear you in the blood or something like that, which just, even after knowing what this game is going for and what the plot is supposed to be, still makes zero sense. It's super creepy. I hear you with my blood. That still makes zero sense. Sing for me at least makes sense because she's a singer.
It's like, it should be like, it should reference the piano. Given. Come on. All right, mid boss.
Like, man,
There
that's
it
a Plague
is.
Doctor, not a.
This is not mid boss. This is Plague Doctor. Mid boss is after this.
That's true.
I mention it so you don't actually skip after this one.
No, this is the guy going through the table.
Yep. I just think of his mid boss because he's actually. So you've been fighting. There, you got your wish of. By the way, of the animation that doesn't match up with the model.
Yay!
But I call him mid boss because he's literally easier, even though he's technically a boss. He's easier than everything that has come before.
Yes. Also, that was a situation where I tried to use the win button for like the entire back end of that fight, and the game's like, nah. Also, Matrix. Boop.
So I just noticed there was like graffiti in the background that said, "Me like El Diablo."
I think El Diablo is supposed to be Football Steve. It's like his
I
nickname.
think so. Who in the game's just like, you don't get to attack these people, but they get to attack you.
Yeah, I would like to look. There's probably somebody out there who has decided to take it upon themselves to do a no-hit run of this.
Oh
I
god.
hope they did it with a trainer to just disable hit detection and just
Oh no.
do it that way. Because if somebody literally ground this out, that is that's a
Kudos.
choice.
Kudos.
But I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like, if I looked at the achievement, it's gonna be like 0.00001% of people have this.
Mid boss. Yeah, this is a mid boss, right?
Right, yes.
Yes. Also, can we shout out the fact that he has like black sclera?
I just realized this is the guy from the opening cutscene, and I never quite
Yes.
realized that because I'm used to like Wolf Howl Machete Man.
Also, that shark graffiti is pretty cool. Wait, through the table? Also, that Matrix move. That had to be shown. No, because he didn't go through the table.
No, this is
Oh. Ooh.
this is the one you can go past.
Well, no, because there's still... Yeah, no. It's not yet.
Is it not him? Is
No,
there?
it's not yet. It's the next
Oh
one.
man, I forgot that he was there, and then mid boss happens.
Because
You're right. It is through the table. That was mid boss, but you can tell that I've been grinding this a lot lately, and I usually just look at my notes. Which,
Right.
again, the cutscene note for this is guy goes through tables, so I usually don't make
Actually,
the mistake.
same. After getting
So-
by guy resting on table. Guy resting on table.
So a quick check of PSN profiles. Of people on the site who have played the North American version, 0.53% have completed the game without being hit, which
Oh.
is a whopping 8 people.
Ooh.
That checks out.
Yeah, that really does.
Now you're gonna make me look it up on Steam.
It's like, excuse you. Boop. Also, Dane really likes his subway, particularly car 8805. And Bedford Avenue. And yeah, that's it. That's this fight. You just kind of wait. There we go. If you
Is it-
look at the no-hit categories, the rules on speedrun.com for the Quiet Man no-hit. Finish the game without getting hit. There is an achievement for it, and 1% of mass kits have actually achieved this feat according to Steam achievements for quite possibly the worst game of 2018. Yeah, there's a whole like explanation into how this game as a speedrun was created. And basically Jefferson, wonderful talented Mr. Jefferson, found this game and decided to play it and thought it was absolutely terrible. Ooh, that dodge. I'm here for it. Literally. He played it, he hated it, and he wanted to play again. Especially after he discovered the existence of the I win button. So, also we have upgraded our Power Rangers to red. They can dodge a lot more.
I just realized when you do the last cutscene skip, just because, this is a super serious grind speedrun that you're going for, you really should show off the menu.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll definitely show off the menu at the end of this.
But yes, as you point out, we went from green to yellow to red.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very unique and never before seen escalation system
Mm-hmm.
in order to identify enemies.
Yeah. But yeah, so Jefferson decided to create a speedrun category for this on speedrun.com because it was just so bad, and created some hilarious category descriptions for the game rules because thinking there's nobody that would ever play this speedrun. He told his friends about it. And lo and behold, uh-oh, I'm tackled! Oh no! The world's ending! Anyway, let's actually get away from the corner. So, suddenly, Jefferson noticed that, okay, no, can you, this game.
Also,
This is
point
why
out
getting
those
back into corners
tackles,
sucks.
again, one of the things that make it ridiculous to try and no-hit this. Sometimes you can dodge out of the way. Sometimes, nope.
Sometimes the game's like, nah.
Also, the guy is invincible when he goes down into football pose.
Yeah. You pretty much have to just dodge and hope for the best.
Fun fact, the second rarest trophy is for performing a special environment finisher for the first time, which has been unlocked by 40.47%.
Right?
Yep,
That
that's
is
how
not
random it is.
surprising. Okay. But yeah, so people, he realized, suddenly started playing this and suddenly started submitting times, and he was buying this game for a lot of his friends. Hello? Hey, there you are. Again, 2 hits done. So, he started giving the game to his friends. His friends questioned whether or not he was in fact their friend after playing it, and people just started submitting times. And it's much easier in this fight in terms of optimization, is to not get distracted by this guy and just immediately go for the red puffy jacket, just so I can stun lock him immediately. Nope, not. Oh, heck. Case in point, where the game's just like, nah, I know what you're trying to do, and you don't get to do it.
I just realized, is the punch combo more effective than the just quick triangle punch when you're using the I win button?
I'm pretty much, as I'm fighting, I'm mashing L2 or square and L2, and when I see the little flash, I'll switch to triangle really quickly.
Gotcha.
Does it work always? No.
Absolutely not, because it's this game. Yep.
Also, that pose. Okay. So, point of note. The fluid graphics, top notch. Like, I've seen better fluid graphics in Grim Fandango, not the remastered version. A flashback to eating a huge taco. Exactly, Jagger. It makes perfect sense. But yeah, so, and Jefferson people started running this, and then I befriended the wonderful, talented Mr. Jefferson, and yeah. Oh, hi, friend. How about you not?
I mean, you are interrupting people who just wanted to play an arcade game.
Right? Ooh, there we go. Come on.
Might have been hitting the high score in Space Prison.
Right. It's like, also, I love, okay. There we go. I love the existence of so many arcade cabinets. Like, what? There we go.
And speaking of bad games, though, I'm gonna just take a hot take. This game is better than Bad Rats.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Right?
I was just trying to think of bad games that I was like, because there's a charm to this that certain other bad games just don't have, which is,
True.
I think, why I love it.
What's so weird about this game is it's like, yeah, it's you play through the first time, you're like, this is terrible, I never want to touch it again. And then you play it again. The urge comes back.
When I'm just gonna say I played it through the first time on hard. Do not recommend. Because Football Steve, who we're about to see, will one-shot you.
Yeah,
I did
believe it.
okay up until that point. Like, I was doing pretty decent, felt like I had a hang of it, and then, again, because this game is very much, you know, all show, don't tell, when you first get to this boss, you have no idea what to do.
Oh god, he is a pain in the butt. And this is Football Steve. It's a 3-phase boss fight that if the game wanted to choose a segment that says, you know what, I'm gonna his name in game is Isaac, but his name's Football Steve. we stick with the real lore. But if there was ever a point in the game where the game's like, you know what, this is the time where we're gonna take your inputs and ignore them. It's in this fight, which makes an already hard fight even harder.
And if you want a really terrible wrestler, unless it's a very particular situation, Steve no-sells everything.
Yes. And it's like, yeah, this was the arguable bane of our runs on the leaderboard. I was telling Moleboy, I did a practice run and I pretty much flawlessly did the first 2 phases, and it took me like 4 deaths to get to the 3rd phase because the game just refused to acknowledge any commands I put in, and I just kept getting beat up.
And I'm going to say on top of this, there's a counterattack mechanic in this game.
Yep.
Again, you've seen everything the game is going to tell you. It doesn't tell you there's a counterattack mechanic.
That's what you need to beat him.
You have, like, so what I thought you had to do is, like, much like Red Jacket Men, he decides to go into a football pose.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just had to dodge the football pose and punch him when he dodge out of the way and then punch him when his back is turned.
He is not behaving.
He is no selling the heck out of you.
Yep.
But the issue becomes with that is that it works just enough because the game is jank that you think that's what you should be doing, even though it's not.
Okay.
And again, in watching this, you saw how Isaac / Football Steve punches. It's not quick.
No.
So the game sometimes decides you get that counterattack that Asuka did, and it just sometimes says no.
Yep. So yeah, phase 1 is done, and thankfully, if you die, you don't have to do all 3 phases. It just starts on.
The game's like, I see you're trying to get that trophy.
Because if you weren't,
Right? It's like we actually want you to beat this game, so could you please could you just keep going? We got you. Also, again, the fluid mechanics. The building's on fire. It's not really acknowledged.
Yeah, there's just some smoke. It's a little hazy. I also appreciate that Football Steve also no-sells the cutscene, so at least it doesn't feel like it's just a gameplay mechanic.
Oh, really? Okay.
Look like the lens is just dirty.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Fingerprints.
Give me it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I mean, he just did,
Yes!
but
Yeah, he kind of.
there you go.
The statue! Yeah! And this is where I die 80 times because I got that statue kill.
Yeah, because that only gets you to phase 2.
Oh, that
Yeah.
statue of limitations.
I see. what
Also,
you did
can we
there.
shout out the fact that that statue is still intact in this cutscene?
good old friends, aren't we?
Yeah.
We actually didn't expect you to do this.
I'm actually more curious to see if it comes back for phase 3.
Me too. Oh, no, okay.
Me,
All right, come on.
ambition.
Oh, no.
The other thing I'm just gonna say I appreciate about this game is the fact that Isaac is 3 phases. The phases don't change.
No, they don't. It just, for some reason, the commands get even less and less appreciative of your ability to put them in.
The other thing to really explain with trying to stunlock Football Steve is the fact that sometimes he just decides he's done.
And with that... Oh, that's Football Steve right there.
And then this is a pretty amazing cutscene. Oh, we're not gonna...
No,
Oh.
we're just cutting through that. I'm so hyped right now.
Okay.
That is
So,
literally phase one aside.
if you want to
Best
spend
Steve fight I've had.
$3, you can see Zawaruda, which we just missed, but it is
Right.
amazing.
It is quite amazing. Also, again, you have an hour left. This is the final chapter. Yes.
Or you could look up the cutscene on YouTube and donate that $3 to the Trevor Project.
Right?
You're not wrong,
I agree.
but I'm just gonna point out that that cutscene
It's worth
feels
it. No
much better when you actually earn it.
Porque no los dos. That's what I say.
That's true.
Also, our enemies have upgraded to suits. So
But
basic
they
plot
still
is that- Oh,
follow the
they still
blue-yellow-red
follow.
situation. They're
Yes.
just in suits now.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a good jank representation.
Also, can we just point out the fact that Bruce Brillis is here and contributing nothing.
He just stood by and watched this happen.
Stand by me.
Oh yeah, random reveal as well. Woos Brillis is Dane's dad. I think that comes up in a cutscene, like, that we skipped over, just because it makes this even more confusing with everything.
I'll almost say if you want, when, oh, yep, now we're gonna red shirt. I think when we get to the room, aka probably what's gonna rip this run, if you want to give like a little overview of the characters and
The
who they
actual
actually
plot.
are.
Yeah, but as we see, red shirt suspenders have taken the place of red vests for our boxermen.
Yep.
I don't think these won football charge though.
I don't think they do. No. Also, I love the infinite supply of henchmen that everybody has in this game.
It's just look, this like it's very like fancy restaurant kitchen has a single microwave.
Right? People don't eat at this restaurant, apparently. I guess I jump cuts the same fights.
I mean, I wouldn't. There's people fighting in the kitchen.
Right?
I'm just gonna say this cutscene with Woos Brillis' expression sums up about how you're feeling at this point of the run.
Also, mentioned Football Steve and The Room being the two worst fights in the game. Once Daytigs goes away,
I've been thinking, Dane.
we have The Room. This is just a fight that's filled with
All the
regular
shit we did
henchmen.
tonight.
And there's so many of them that you could very easily die in this fight multiple times. Especially if I get cornered.
You know that.
Because yeah, they will stun lock me to death, much like I've stun locked the bosses in this game to death.
Bottom of my heart, I believe you've been a pawn in
I
someone
mean,
else's game.
I've seen like streams of people try to do this and get stuck in this room for literal hours.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thing. Just for some context, we're supposed to feel a lot more emotionally impacted by this. Completely because we skip over all the cutscenes. Basically, the Daytigs is at. By the way, this is Daytigs. I think it might be the first time we've seen him. He and Dane are friends, and this is the much like Kane from Final Fantasy IV. This is the betrayal moment. So Daytigs is very upset at Dane because Dane didn't answer his phone so they could have FaceTime.
Right.
And things are escalating.
And so girl mom friend,
Nothing's ever come
yeah,
between us up until tonight.
who's Lala,
Until her.
she was kidnapped and is Datig's girlfriend, but looks identical to mom girlfriend, which is Dane's mother, and Ash, the cop's jeez, wife. Mom girlfriend is deceased. Girl mom friend is alive. Don't ask why they're doppelgangers. Oh, by the way, that little mark is on Dane's cheek. That's from Football Steve and Zawa Rudo. It's just one of those things. But there's this whole plot that has basically revealed that girl mom friend
All right, then.
who was kidnapped by that plague doctor staged everything from a specific benefactor to try to get Datig's and Football Steve's gangs to fight each other and wipe each other out, using Dane as a pawn. But then also Quiet Man things happen. But I could be quiet now because this fight is the bane of pretty much everybody's existence.
The thing also I want to just add to that is that Lala is aware that she is identical to Dane's mom and leans into it, and also is kind of into Dane. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
At least you got the guy with the bat. See, the fun thing is the I win button sometimes just chooses to hit regular mooks that you don't really care about targeting.
Yes.
And then the actual dangerous people murder you.
Like,
Situation.
so does it count as an edible complex if she only looks like your dead mother, or?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say either way, probably a red flag. Oh yeah,
There
the
we
other
go.
thing that Dane can do is Dane can also activate bullet time.
Mm-hmm.
Much like most of this game, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Mom, get out of the way. I'm trying to beat this video game.
Right?
And that's the hard part. Was it Mom? Was it Lala? Oh yeah, and also like the
What was that?
cutscenes if you die, that was interesting. The cutscenes if you die are just random pictures of Mom and or Lala making faces, and you're not really sure who they are, which one it is.
Or
And
why?
it's very weird. And sometimes there's just silly ones where she like puffs out her cheeks, and it's definitely not the
Some of
the
things
mood that most of the rest of the game is going for.
just
Ooh.
bizarre.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
jank, but anytime you don't wipe in this room, the better, because every single time we did the slow-mo cutscene and beat somebody up,
They can get closer to you.
or it can target a regular mook, and then
Yep.
you have to try and get back that power in order to use the I win button again, and it can be anywhere from 2 punches to like 15 punches.
Yeah, that is very much a fight where the more aggressive you are, the better. But again, if you get cornered, oh my gosh, the stun locks.
Again, Woos Brillis doesn't help you at all.
No, like it kind of explains it by showing him getting like or shoving somebody out of the room. It's like, but I could have. I mean,
Remember,
you could have come over here and help, Dad. Oh, see, yeah. Bruce Willis is your dad.
turn
Yep,
this back.
I mentioned it, but it's again kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, you get no context at first, then you see him as a cop talking to young Dane, and it's like, oops, it's your dad.
She's confusing you.
Oops, I
Oops,
am
it's
your
Dad.
father. Also, anything can happen if two people share the same face. Yeah, and the same body model, and the same voice, and the same
And the same FMV actress.
right?
I mean, yes, I've read The Prince and the Pauper.
That tells you the truth.
Oh gosh, that is something I haven't thought of for a while.
Now, if they had done that with this game, probably would have been more interesting.
Mhm.
You're my dog.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I love Datig's performance in this game. Like, it just in general, watching like the cutscenes and everything, he's probably my favorite actor.
Put you against me.
Especially because of this cutscene where he's like, "Ooh." It makes me think of The Lion King. Like, "Ooh,
There you have it.
Mufasa." Say it again. Mufasa.
Not me.
Yeah, he's definitely leaning into this performance
Isaac,
Mhm.
when he turns heel, because at first he's just kind of like, take care of it. You're my employee. Like, do this. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then
if you
as
kill
time goes on, he just
that
gets kind of
fucking
more and
pig
more frustrated, and that this is his like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
I just love the smirk on Dad. He just passed wind, and now it's been noticed. That's my headcanon right there.
He was the true quiet man.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that.
Let the girl go.
Dun dun dun. Jagger, he couldn't make it for the fight scene shoot. Oh, don't worry. We will we'll deal with day takes eventually. I honestly he's a boss fight. He's a kicker. He's the only boss that really kicks, and the timing is the I win like counter window is a lot tighter with him. So that's another one that can go very awry very fast. Oh, also more henchmen.
I just realized with all the cutscene skips, we miss out on like the best characters. Like, we don't see Man Bun Mike.
Well, that's the thing. You can actually see Man Bun Mike in the distance. Like, you see him? Just kind of chilling.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get to him.
Right? Man Bun Mike is probably my favorite character, not actor, but character. He kind of just gets dunked on by like everybody.
Like, even before this boss fight, like, he's literally there.
A home.
So, one of the things that doesn't come through because of the cutscene skips,
Whatever's up with you and
none
that
of the
bitch.
characters in
I
this game
promise you,
are honestly
it wasn't
likable.
worth
Like,
it.
Dane is an asshole.
Yeah.
You broke my damn
Like, he
window.
treats people like crap. He beats the crap out of people. Like,
And my damn nose.
he is an unpleasant human being that, because they're going for like an anti-hero thing. But again, because this game makes zero sense plot-wise, there's no redemption
go.
of you feeling bad for him.
It's like Man Bun Mike is not behaving.
Yep.
This is also my favorite fight music in the game, without question. It's just guitar riffs because yes. But yeah, he's another one that can go awry so fast.
Usually once you get him once, but sometimes he just decides to recover and it's problematic.
This is Two Faces, I think?
I
Oh,
don't
see, he
think
just recovered. Come on. There we go. Nope.
I think he's just a one phase, right? You do this
hold
and
on.
then... Oh.
Powers stored and
Nope.
bun.
Yeah, he's not behaving.
Yeah, this feels like half of my fights with him. He also completely just utterly no-sold,
Right?
you trying to smack him.
There we go. Yeah, you'll notice, like, there we go. Man Bun Mike was not having that fight.
Well, and I think that's what it is, right? Is like, Football Steve isn't necessarily the hardest, but when you play this, that's the first boss that interacts like that. So at least after that, you know what to expect. Because if you just punch Plague Doctor enough, you get I win mode.
Right. Also, the no cell. And then channels his chi and breaks the door. But yeah, you'll notice, like, when the screen turns red, Asuka goes quiet because she knows
Yeah,
there's
that
a
becomes
slight
serious
problem.
mode.
Then I actually have to pay attention in this game.
What is that made of? It just he falls back into it and it knocks it off the hinges instead of breaking.
Day Tiggs did not spend a lot on his contractor.
Except for
But he
this room
spent
right
a
here.
lot on that door, apparently.
Right. He wanted the effect of breaking doors, not hinges.
And yes,
That's-
Comrade Computer, again, like, I think this is supposed to be, like, kind of like you're going through Football Steve's lair that's just in a really crappy part of town, and that, like, last area in the penthouse is nice. I think this is supposed to be, like, Day Tiggs maybe owns this hotel.
That would make sense. Also, the background plot that we keep flashing back to. So, the long and short of it is Day Tiggs and Football Steve were fighting over pair of shoes that Day Tiggs had. Day Tiggs, or one of them pulled out a gun. I don't remember which one, but they're fighting.
He pulls it
Day
out and
Tiggs pulls out a
threatens
gun.
Football Steve.
They fight over the gun as Dane and mom girlfriend are walking nearby, not really paying heed to the fight. The gun goes off. Day Tiggs fires the gun and ends up shooting mom girlfriend in the chest, killing her. And Dane, in his grief, didn't realize that it was Day that fired the gun. He actually thought it was Steve. Also unrelated, Day Tiggs' current gun is a blinged out golden gun, and it looks so cool. Like, that is a tricked out gun.
Well, and I think the other thing we miss in cutscenes too is that the other reason Dane thinks it's Isaac is because Isaac actually picks up the gun and then takes credit for it.
Yeah, this is true.
I understand jealousy.
It's like somebody in the crafting department had no restrictions on decorating that gun. I'm here for it.
Also, do we still have the cutscenes to explain what the heck the mask is? Has that passed yet, or do we still need the reveal on that?
That is coming up shortly. That's, I think, after. Yeah, that's after this.
Right. Yes.
The funny thing is to wait on. I notice he repeatedly teleports and jump mid-fight. I suspect this entire game takes place over the course of 5 minutes, and it's just jump cutting to various points in the same fights over and over. Yes. That, you know what? I accept that head canon as well. Tell me you play too much Destiny.
Day Tiggs has the hand cannon.
Yeah. Just a literal golden gun.
But you gotta put down.
Yeah, I think you get like a closer, like at one point it's like even more like in shot, and it's just completely over the top ridiculous.
It does look like it would be an exotic weapon in Destiny.
Right? Or at least like an ornament for one. Probably the last word, if I had to make a guess. Shout out to my fellow Destiny players in chat, and also additional shout out to my fellow Warlock mains in chat.
Weird way to say Titan.
Hey, you're outnumbered 2-1 here.
Yeah, so here's the actual explanation that I already explained. So yeah, they're fighting and stuff, but
Oh yeah, and if it wasn't apparent, Woosperlis got shot.
Oh yeah, that happened. But there's an interesting factoid about at least getting shot present day that we'll find out about more later on.
Also, I know Dane is deaf, but this is where this just proves that Dane kinda dumb.
Well, it's not just that, it's like him and his mother. That'd be a sidearm at best.
But I mean, we look at this. Day Tiggs has a gun out, pointing it at Isaac.
Right. What do you do? Run up and wave.
Yeah, let's see what Dane does, which is like, hey, it's Isaac. Hi, Isaac. Like, he can see the gun. Like, this isn't a surprise.
Right. Shout out to those shorts, by the way. I'm here for it.
What you say?
And again, this is also part of this cutscene. Also, really doesn't explain like how Dane doesn't know it's Day Tiggs, because he's literally looking at both of them wrestling over the gun, pointing it at his mom.
Right. And actually, interesting factoid about Dijon saying that song in particular. You can the artist of that song can't get upset because they do the song in this game. They do a song in this game. Imogen Heap, I think.
Yep. That's to the OC season 2 finale.
I'm just gonna shout out that all of what's about to occur here supports my story that everybody's a vampire.
It's you can't lip read guns either. Chat.
Why does he
I
need to
absolutely
process his
love and appreciate all of you. Also, what is the name? BD Wong. This is discount BD Wong for our procedural
Yes.
top drama fans in attendance.
Won't go away.
In literally the same role.
Confront it.
So yeah, basically, it's to process grief. Dane creates the Quiet Man, which magically gets its own mask and shows up in the game as a villain.
His fantasy of how that day could have gone.
So yeah, the Plague Doctor we've been seeing is in fact the Quiet Man,
his idea.
who Dane came up with as like his
Jesus, that's a
Batman superhero alter ego is I guess the closest thing to kind of.
Sometimes the things that we hate
Yes.
the most
But the villain,
are the things
Plague
that
Doctor,
the most.
Quiet Man, is not the Quiet Man. It just.
I'm not going to say all of your questions are going to be answered because they're not,
No, there's just more questions.
but
That's your idea.
things are about to happen. And I just want to say, chat, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the fact that you were going on this journey with us.
Mm-hmm.
Use it.
This is when
Save her.
Human Head Studios, who created this game, says, you know what, Squeenix, we want to make sure that your touch as the producers of this game can be felt. So have fun. And they do.
Is it him again?
This is
And then-
pretty much, yeah.
And then immediately after, they're like, hold my beer, I need to jump this shark.
It's okay.
It's one of those, especially because again, no audio, no subtitles the first time through, and you get to this last segment of the game, and you're like, "What?
Yes, and again, like,
What?"
to point it out, like,
Yeah.
they don't even, do they subtitle even the signing?
No, they don't.
Like, again, you could have done this in a way that's effective
Yes.
if you're just like you subtitle the lip reading when he can read the lips. You subtitle the signing. He signs more. Like, he doesn't sign with anybody. If he's been friends with Day Tiggs for like years, which is what's intimated, like, you're telling me Day Tiggs didn't pick up any sign in order to be able to talk with his quote unquote best friend?
Right. Oh, and Comrade Computer, the real plot was comrades made along the way. Yes.
Yes. So,
Okay, yeah.
gonna just point out, Dane is like embracing becoming the Quiet Man. He has his mask on. Literally no gameplay effects.
No. Nope. You just get a skin.
He just put a mask on.
Yeah. That's it.
He spent his money in the cash shop. He got a sweet helmet. He equipped it, and then we continue on.
At least I hit the baseball bat guy. I'm actually surprised I hit the baseball bat guy, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I'm gonna say these are the most egregious flashbacks in the fact that because of the coloring, it completely blocks your view of whatever's going on.
It makes it so difficult to see.
I say this as much as I just I love this game, but
Heal,
let's not
heal,
kid
heal.
ourselves.
Also, yeah, just more people are like, oh, hey.
Yeah, comrade, I'm gonna go with no, because Dane never actually communicates any sense of pride or accomplishment whatsoever. That's the other problem with how this game is built. Dane is a vacuum.
Yes. He out-Squall Leonhardt's Squall Leonhardt. If we're gonna go some Kingdom Hearts routing here.
Or just like very monotone characters who do not know how to emote and or anything.
Mm-hmm. Also, yes. That kick. Oh, that kick. Bless that kick. Also, hello, reading friends.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, Mithria, hold that thought,
Hold that thought.
because there's a moment coming up where Dane might actually be a guardian.
Yes. It's, again, now that as soon as Dane has put the mask on, any disbelief that you were suspending before, really suspend that disbelief.
Yeah, no, there's
Also, hello, rating friends. Welcome
indeed.
to
You
this.
you joined at a special moment.
So, we have reached the final area of the game. DJ, you were saying something?
I was gonna say they should add Dane to Smash, and then his stage would just have like a bunch of random flashbacks happening over it.
Yes,
And like
please.
5 DVD screens in the background.
Yes. And arcade cabinets. I suppose people can love this game even though it destroys their joy. Yes. Jagger, it's one of those things where it's like, again, I'll play it, I'll go, this is terrible. Why am I playing this? And like a month later, I'm like, you know what? You get the itch. You get the itch.
This game, I'm gonna say, this game brings me joy every time I play it. It's just that feeling where if they had just changed a couple of things, this at least could have been an okay game.
Yes.
Now,
Also,
if it had
this
been
is
an okay game, would I still play it?
I don't know. But this is the day takes fight that gets a little.
This one can go off the rails real quick.
There we go. Yeah, he's. What? Excuse you?
Nope, you got the I win button, but
No, it was like, why
also
did it turn red? Okay. Yeah, it's activating. It's getting the counter on Daytigs. That's surprisingly difficult.
I mean, you pretty much get to Perno stun lock him now. He's one of the. I shouldn't curse you, but he's usually one of the easier ones to.
You were saying?
Usually one of the easier ones to perma-stun, but
Come on. Come on. There we go.
so Jagger, is what you're saying is that Dane forgot to ask for authorization?
Many redeeming qualities. Okay, so
All the flashbacks are just the baby.
the baby. So, let's look at angles here. There is no way he got in front of that gun. But here we are. So, Dane, our protagonist, has gotten
With people
shot in the back. Not once, but twice. This is where Square Enix said, hold please. We would like to show off our producer flexing muscles and let people know that this is in fact a Squeenix game.
Well, or hear me out with what Mithria said.
She was
What we're not seeing is Dane's ghost just off screen.
so
Right?
soft.
Shot
Yeah.
to the back, and you're to blame.
But again, it this supports my theory that Dane is the Daywalker. And unfortunately, well, possibly fortunately, depends on how you look at it, Daytigs did not know to shoot him in the heart.
He would just melt.
Right? Or he could be a Time Lord and had two hearts.
It couldn't matter.
Or Krogan in disguise with four
I'm just gonna
Shot
say that
twice.
the thought of Dane with a TARDIS is terrifying.
Oh god. He would go to save places and the places would be like, nah, we're good. Good.
Or he would go to safe places and just everything burns and then he moves on.
Mm-hmm. He uses golden bullets.
I just want to point out that you can consider this entire game is Dane helping in very large quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Robin never loved me.
This is true.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
I'm helping.
I was
Bizarro, I'm helping.
I just love that even in cutscenes, his hair does not move
Wish I could
ever. So it didn't actually penetrate his. We're using science. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is where we find out that Squeenix had a hand in this game, and it teaches you one very important lesson. The reason you don't see guns very often in this game is people are immune to guns. And if you shoot someone in the back twice, they gain superpowers.
Also, can we just shout out that
And glowing red
Daytigs
eyes.
was not, smart enough to like head tap Dane after the first shot? Like,
You didn't see Zombieland. It's okay.
I'd say he's not a zombie.
No.
I mean, this game would be infinitely helped by Woody
Dodge the
Harrelson.
bullet. Dodge the bullet. Dodge the bullet.
But yeah, Dane's
I
magic
have
now.
died right there because I didn't dodge the bullet.
Yeah, the bullet. This is the end of the Daytigs fight.
Oh no, you get one more. Also, all these henchmen. I'm sorry. If you see this on your roof, your reaction is not immediately "Let's go fight this." This is
So
I have better things to do.
Yeah. Also, I am not nearly loyal enough to Daytigs in order to try and mess with this and find out.
Right?
So yeah, Dane is magic now with zero explanation.
So
Where
what
is it?
happened was he died when he got shot, but then he made a deal with Mephisto and came back as Ghost Rider.
I mean, it's that, or his ghost brought him back up, and then he remembered to use his super.
Yeah, this is very much a super, which you'll see why in a
The
bit.
longest super.
As
well,
long as we need it to be.
right? It's like bullet time is activated. Actually, when he's in Quiet Man mode, this is effectively Witch time. If we're going the Bayonetta route, come on. Excuse you. He is the Quiet Man now. My friend. No, it's pretty much just activating kill shots every time and just waiting for peeps to show up.
Just gonna say, chat, Asuka and I have played this game at least 5 times more than you've watched. There are no answers.
No, there are
There
no
is
answers.
zero explanation for why this is happening.
Nope.
And spoilers, it's not gonna get explained because we got maybe 5 to 10 minutes left in the run.
Even better, it doesn't last for much longer.
This is what we call a plot super. It
Yeah.
lasts exactly as long as it needs to. Now,
Yep.
you would think this would feel like a real power moment of you just clobbering through all these people as the Quiet Man. Not gonna lie, this is incredibly tedious.
Yes. Because it's just there's so many henchmen when there really doesn't need to be. Alright. This is the one that I have also most slick move in the game. Right there. Yes.
I'm also just gonna say, like, you're also doing it smart in the way that it's also not doing the one where you kick them 50 bajillion miles away and then they have to run back to you.
Right?
Also, I'm gonna question why Daytigs has that grin on his face, considering what he just witnessed. The fact that he
Right.
is not freaking out at all, I do not understand. Dane just rose from the dead. He's completely chill about it.
He's got like darkness Sora level cloaks going on, glowing eyes. What is the hunter exotic? The helmet.
Oh, Oh, you said a lot of eyes, and I just thought of the chest piece that has,
Oh, the
20
glowing
bajillion eyes
eyes.
on it.
Ruin. Yes, they should have. Oh my god, playing this game in Quiet Man mode.
I'm gonna go with that would have been terrible because if you look at like how Dane walks in Quiet Man mode,
God, you'd have to dash
much like the
everywhere.
rest of this game, it is a choice.
Also, couple points. That mode's completely gone. Celestial Nighthawk. Thank you. That's the name of that. That's what activates Quiet Man. So Dane is confirmed a hunter, which makes sense. Tissue paper armor can. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. But
I'm just gonna say, our heroes, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, this is going to go on about 20 punches too long.
Mm-hmm. One of the best lines, actually the best line's coming up soon. But
Oh yeah, the payoff. If
oh,
you were here when I mentioned it before, there
it's
is a
coming.
line that makes zero
Absolutely no
sense.
sense.
And it's just confusing.
So when I said people are immune to guns, I did not just mean Dane. What I also meant was Dane's dad. Case in point, with this very awkward zoom in.
Again, supports my theory that he is also a vampire that is part of why Dane is the Daywalker, and that's why it didn't hurt him.
Exactly.
So literally the only person vulnerable to guns is mom girlfriend.
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
Stop.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
It's
But
for free, Dane.
I was supposed to be I was supposed to be the one to fill your loud so quiet. Arcana, as someone that absolutely loves the Devil May Cry franchise, my heart goes to you for that comment. Why is the quiet man so loud? Because it just
Because we're not going to put you through the actual original cutscenes.
Yeah. So that's not awkward at all. But so yeah, first off, you would think that Daytigs is the final boss. No, Daytigs is not the final boss. We are coming up to the final boss. We're getting there. However, the best line and the payoff to what Moleboy said earlier is...
Also, that didn't look like a mom kiss. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
It hurts without him.
Wait for it. I think it's...
You might be wondering why he's so upset.
Let it hurt.
Come on. This right here.
I can't. Why can't I hear? What? Why can't I hear? Why? Why?
Yeah. So, I just did have the thought, when he became the Quiet Man, could he hear? Is that what we're supposed to believe? That's the only... I'm trying to fit this in with the actual plot and trying to figure out why he would be saying that. Like, did Daytig shoot hearing into him, but then he lost it?
I don't know. But it just... When I first heard that line, I'm like, what?
All your questions will be answered in the sequel, The Loud Man.
Oh, jeez. Please no, but also I'll do it. Unfortunately, Human Head is no longer a studio, but you know what?
Yeah, they, listen, they came together. They trapped lightning in a bottle, and then we're like, you know what? Our work is done.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, you find out who finally the Plague Doctor is.
And Square Enix didn't turn the Quiet Man into NFTs.
Oh god.
You're him.
I would spend $5 on a Dane JPEG. And
You could spend $3 on lots of them if you go on.
I'm going to keep her safe.
So, yep.
I am going to save
It was
her.
Woosbrillis all along.
I'm safe.
I want to know the level of spirit gum they're using to keep that mask on his face. And note, chat, that he just called Lala, who is girl mom friend, Lorraine, who is what is the name of
mom
mom girlfriend. So welcome to the final boss. Which is just a very awkward fight in general, because this is Legend of the Drunken Boxers.
I pushed you too far, Dane. I brought back the Quiet Man, but you have to bury him forever.
So also this voiceover, my god, it's... You can tell they added this later.
Yes, this voiceover is supposed to be explaining to you the entirety of Woosbrillis' motivation.
So $75 JPEG you donate Terry. Yes, definitely do donate to Power with Pride and Trevor Project.
100%.
You can even buy a T-shirt from the Yeti, and $5 from each shirt is gonna go to the Trevor Project.
And they shout outs to the Yeti like this time around and the artists. There are some primo t-shirts
Agreed.
for this one.
I will make a quick point to the timer. The ending is very abrupt. So it's like, it's one of those, I'm looking for a specific cutscene, so when it happens, I will call time, but it just kind of happens.
Shitty husband.
I'm gonna point out at least Dane learned not to grab it by the shocky part this time.
Right? Took him that long.
I want to
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I forgot about the random slide kick into him that just looks like the least impactful like move you've done in this game so far.
It's funny, if you try to run in this state, it doesn't work.
Yeah, game just says nah.
You trip and collapse.
I feel like they were trying to do like the final fight in Metal Gear Solid 4 last phase here, with both of them being completely exhausted and just like tired. Just gonna throw it out there, Metal Gear Solid 4 probably a better game than this game. I know that's a hot take that people are gonna argue with me about.
Also time. That was in fact time. And actually,
is that your PB? Because wasn't your other one like 130?
That's actually that is a PB by a minute.
Well, thanks for making my job harder.
And good thing you didn't accidentally skip that one.
Yeah, you did a good job on not invalidating your own.
Right? I see that was the plot all along. Oh yeah, for time was called. That is a GG. About 1:30. Yeah, it was about a minute.
I've got you clocked at about like 1:30 mid, so you're probably about a minute up on your PB. So awesome.
Sweet. PB get. Again, making Woolboy's job harder and trying to retake second.
Yeah, I've got like a 135. Like am I gonna actually try?
Right?
That feels so wrong in so many ways.
And yet we here we are just playing this.
Well, I feel honored to soon be on the leaderboard despite having never played this game.
Yay! 1:30:20. Okay, yeah. Because before that my PB was 1:31:19, so
I'm just gonna say you can, now that we have the cutscene skips, you're probably slotting in even on your first run at about 5th. So
yeah,
you know, it's a free top 5, so you can brag to your friends. Not saying that's why I did it, but it could have been.
it just it. Oh, Quiet Man. It is a game that you love to hate and you love to play it because it's just. I mean, it's one of those things where I've become a big fan of terrible video games, and you learn to appreciate them for what makes them quote unquote a terrible or an awful game. Also, this variant, this little cutscene right here, if you die, mom girlfriend does this same exact move, except when she's like you're inside a house, but she kind of looks at you from the top down and wakes you up again. And this time it's girl mom friend doing it because why not?
Yeah, I saw those cutscenes a lot when I did my first run on hard.
Actually, let me see if I can. Oh, here. So we have a couple minutes. So this is how it teaches you the controls of the game. This is the I win button. This is what I was doing most of the game. This is dodging. This and this are using the I win button and then killing them. That's run. No, this is run. This is dash. That's how it explains the game.
Yep.
that is
Even
that is
like,
it.
please go to the other settings because it's equally just like I don't know what's going on.
Yes. So
like the difficulty setting is amazing.
Oh yeah. Normal, hard. Normal, hard. No subtitles, subtitles.
Yeah.
Chapter select. But yeah, it is certainly a game of a year. It is it's one of those things where it's worth checking out just to see how jank it is. But it's fun. I enjoy it. I know Moleboy enjoys it. We come back to it all the time. I've been having fun running this in various marathons and showcases now. But yeah,
Yeah, I will
definitely.
say, like, it has that earnestness that good bad movies have,
Yes.
where they had a mission and like, as much as I want to keep screaming, "This is art," is what it plays in my head throughout this entire thing of the. If you were to question a developer, why did you do this? It's like, it's art. Like, you don't understand. There's an earnestness about this game
Yes.
that is just so great in the entirety of it, where it's like, this is amazing because they tried so hard. They really like Asuka said, the actual concept of this game
It's fascinating.
is great. And that's where I get frustrated is it's like I was saying, if they had tweaked things just slightly in their design, I think this would have been interesting. Would it have been amazing? Probably not, because they obviously ran out of time developing because the combat is jank. And if you're gonna play a brawler, if you're gonna make a brawler, you have to have snappy controls, right?
Yeah.
So like there's always going to be that against it, but so much more of it is just like, I don't even know.
And I agree with Jagger. It had just been poorly conveyed and disconnected. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Asuka424. I play questionable games of even more questionable nature. You can find me at twitch.tv/Asuka424. I've got a few runs that you still get to see me for. Let's see here. 7:20 Eastern PM tomorrow. I'll be running a co-op randomizer of Final Fantasy IV for Enterprise with Dathis. 8:30 or immediately thereafter, there is a locked game that if you've never seen a VR speedrun, I have got a VR speedrun that needs to get unlocked that you should absolutely donate for. Also, it has the cutest mouse protagonist ever. And then at
I'm gonna say I was pretty sure that was Moss, and 100% that is I'm just gonna say, really interesting to see as a speedrun. But if you've never seen Moss before, an amazing game. I think didn't it just Moss 1 or Moss 2 just won
Moss 2
Best VR, right? At the
Moss
Game
2.
Awards. Yeah, it's incredible to watch. I really have enjoyed those.
And then 7:47 p.m. or a.m. on Sunday, I go back to Awful Games and play You Are Not a Banana Better Edition. One-handed, not two-handed. I make it hard on myself and decide to play the game one-handed. But great job. Thank you, Jagger. Yeah, I appreciate everybody that stuck around and watched this. Again, Asuka424 Moleboy, give yourself a quick shout out.
Yeah, I guess I technically have a Twitch channel. 99% sure it is nothing but free Enterprise runs that I was required to stream for various reasons, but definitely hoping to eventually put more up there. But yeah, I honestly, anybody has questions about The Quiet Man because you have decided to make a life choice, I'm very much happy to talk about this game. I know, sure, Asuka is as well. Like, feel free to reach out because one of the other things I do love about this game is, as janky as it is, there is deceptively tech that you do have to learn, which is strange.
Yes. And shout out to Jefferson, who created the speedrun category. Yeah, I'll be streaming more as soon as I move. I'm literally in the middle of a move too, so let's add on everything else. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this experience. Hello, Raiders. Everyone here is super cute. Dijon, you are an absolute treat, and love you dearly. And yeah, until literally today, words. We'll see you around. And now the cutscene that doesn't make any more sense. Now that it is cut.
Alright, well, thank you very much to Asuka424 for that run of The Quiet Man. Hopefully everyone laughed along with us. But coming up next, we are gonna have Kaya's Little Monster playing some Final Fantasy 15. I think about my Roman numerals for a second.
What's up, friends? I hope y'all have been enjoying Power Up with Pride Winter 2022. I am your host, Sporadic Erratic, and I am so incredibly hyped to be here. I love Power Up with Pride, and I'm also super hyped for the next run that we have coming up, which Dijon mentioned, the Final Fantasy 15 80% active menu glitch run. That's what we have on deck. Should be ready for y'all pretty soon. If y'all are just joining us, welcome to Winter Pride 2022. We are here raising funds for the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ, that's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people. The organization works to save young lives by providing support through free and confidential suicide prevention and crisis intervention programs on platforms where young people spend their time. Their 24/7 phone lifeline, chat, text, and soon-to-come integrations with social media platforms. They also run Trevor Space, the world's largest safe space social networking site for LGBTQ youth, and operate innovative education, research, and advocacy programs. The Trevor Project is an amazing charity. They're just really fantastic. If you are able to donate, please consider doing so. And keep in mind that we do have all kinds of incentives open, including, let me see, I got a note about this, including one for a run I'll be hosting for later for Jumper 2 to unlock taunt mode. Let me just bounce on over there and check and see how we're doing on that. Looks like we are sitting at $102 out of the $300 we need to unlock taunt mode. So if you're interested in seeing some taunting, get those donations in for the Trevor Project, and don't forget to click on that incentive.